This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Kirk, what is up, man? We are in another episode in our sports series.
Lot to chat about. Welcome in all of our guests, whoever's out there. I got to throw some wrenches around as people come in. A couple things that I want to shout out is number one, we're at 969, 31 away from the 1K, 31 away from the 1K. So if you're out there, man, help us out. Let's get there. Let's do this thing. Number two, some really cool things in sports are happening.
Yeah,
freaking Shohei Ohtani just went 50-50. What?
I don't want to hear it.
I know that's your guy. That's your guy.
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's an Angels fan, everybody. And that dude hit three bombs to do it. Yankees clinched. That's great. That's a great thing. The Chiefs and the Saints are 2-0. That's also great. That's also great news. Your Alabama is rolling tide, and LSU pulled it out. What?
They're handling business like we.
Yeah, they're handling business. And LSU pulled it out against South Carolina. I mean, like, come on, that was a nail biter. Go Stros. Never. That's the only time you'll ever hear me say that.
Yeah. It's not a team that we cheer for very often on this. Or at all.
Hold on a second. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I hit the trash can a few times.
Astros, right?
Hey, so that's a lot of fun things in sports, but we're going to talk fun stuff today. One, shout out to our buddy Paul. Paul is the resident number one fan. Dude, he's been on, I think, 12 times. He's supposed to come on today for the first time in a while. He is a reservist, and he's doing his duty. So he's in the Army. He thought he could probably pull away and do it, and he's got too much on his plate. So we had to call in the old lefty, and we pulled in somebody from the bullpen. So we're gonna go with a new friend. It's his first time, and he's supposed to be on again in a few more weeks. But we're going to do top 4 obscure sports. That's a crazy topic. Don't know exactly what obscure means because, as I was going through the list, I'm like, is this supposed to be on this list? But let's say hello to a couple people first, Andy. I see some new folks in the chat looking over maybe from Facebook or Twitch there. Strange Dog Comic Stuff. Man, welcome to the Summit Squad. Barry, as always, in the house. Barry, did you see that Andy really kind of is 50-50 now on the sandwich thing?
That's another 50-50. This one is probably a little less record-breaking than the one we just talked about. But this is and I think we mentioned it. I think Barry, you were probably. I mean, you're always in the chat. We appreciate you, man. You are one of the proud members here of the Summit Squad. But we did mention it. I think last week that I gave it a little redemption shot, man. I didn't film. Maybe I should have filmed, but I was kind of afraid. I felt scared.
I haven't tried it yet, and you were supposed to wait, and we didn't wait. You didn't wait either time, so I guess I'm going to have to do it myself. But here, wait. Before Strange Comics goes away, this is for you. Welcome to the show. So just a heads up, man, we call our friends, our people that are watching, the Summit Squad. And over on the YouTube side, I know you're not there, Strange Comics. We'd love for you to jump over there. We're at 969. We're trying to hit that 1K. But here's the thing. Even if we don't hit that 1K, it's all about you guys. I mean, we're not out here to make any money or anything like that. We're just here to hang out, have some fun. But there are benchmarks, you know what I mean? And those benchmarks show where we are. And welcome to the show. What we were asking is if you're on the Summit Squad, that you kind of take this journey with us. You walk this thing out and mention your top 4 favorite obscure sports. Now, Andy, I was looking at obscure sports.
Yes.
So, you've got baseball, basketball, football, soccer, right? Hockey. That's kind of the things. Then you got like tennis, bowling, golf, track and field, right? So all those are out of the way. Most Olympic sports out of the way. Then you've got most high school type sports like softball and volleyball, all that out of the way. So basically, we are looking at things past that. And some of these are started out as like beach games or maybe party games that actually are on like ESPN Ocho now, which is kind of weird. And some of these are like old 500-year sports that somebody in like Ireland has been doing in their backyard for like 400 years, this tradition. So there's some weird sports out there. And then there's other ones that, I mean, are they really a sport? I mean, like, dude.
So you bring up a good question. Not only is the definition of obscure, but we've talked about this before because this isn't the first time sports. What constitutes a sport versus a competition? Are they the same thing? Like, you know what I mean? What makes it a sport? So like, this is a double whammy as far as the definitions go. But I do think there's going to have to be a lot of grace probably with some of these picks tonight. Like, hey, we're going to call this a sport. It's so dang obscure that I'm going to let everything fly tonight. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with
and I'm handing out wrenches to everybody in the chat that doesn't have one. Hi, Genesis. See you there. Rugby and cricket. So those are, to me, those are not obscure sports because they're like worldwide sports. But for us, they're obscure, but I don't think they're obscure. I mean, that's just my vote. I'm not throwing those out there. But yeah, man, I am excited to get into this. And the funny thing is, I'm really sad because Paul was the one that suggested this. I can't wait to see what Paul has on his list. Moderators going out for all the people in the chat that haven't already got one. And man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Love you guys so much. So, Andy, you want to get this thing going or what?
I am very excited to talk about some Ocho sports tonight, man. I don't want to wait any longer. Let's get
darts. Yeah, I'm thinking darts possibly.
I don't think darts is obscure enough, man. I can find that on TV if I want.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, we're even going more obscure. I think.
These things are like you're going to have to research a lot of things tonight. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, wait. Time out. Before we do that, I have an update. Right. So let's look at this. So. Starting, we're right here at September 19th, Obscure Sports. Next week, Chris Gordy comes on for college football players. Now, Paul T. Garden was supposed to be here. Today, we have a different guest. And if you're looking in October, Zach's Collectibles, Paul Roser in Ohio, Brian Swartz, Vintage Sports Flips, I watch them every week. Go check them out. I love those guys. They did top all-time Eagles last week. And Andy, I love what they did for that one. They did kind of like what we did back in the day when we were doing picking the best player for each position. They picked the best Eagles from each position and built a team. That was pretty cool. And then Vogs is on for stadiums at the end of the year. Now, here's the cool thing about Vogs. Vogs is the guy who's jumping on tonight with us, and he might not be able to make it on October 25th. So maybe if you're available and you can jump on in if Vogs can't make it, jump on in there. The last thing I want to share with you guys is fantasy football and keep you guys abreast of what's going on. Tonight we got a game, Jets and Patriots.
Sharks.
Jets. But look, man, Andy, you're 2-0 in fantasy football. And your brother is too. Your brother is too.
Apparently is. Listen, not only that, but listen, if you want to take into account power rankings, your boy has jumped up some spots. I'm like the Saints of art of the NFL. They just jumped up like 12 spots in every power ranking. Yeah. I'm projected at the 2 now. I started out as the 10. I'm up to the 2. Now we're 2 weeks in. I'm not getting ahead of myself. But listen.
So my power ranking started at the 3. Last week I jumped to the 1. And this week I went back to the 3. So the 2 people that have been predicted ahead of me are you and your brother. So there was a funny joke that Andy and one of our favorite pastor friends, they look alike and they both are 2-0. And he put a hurting on me this week because, bro, I lost 5 people. I lost Cooper Kupp. I lost Isaiah Pacheco. I lost Who else did I lose? I lost Ferguson. And then I lost 2 other guys. I don't even remember. Look, I already got. Oh, well, I drafted Hawkinson and Marquise Brown to hold till later to go and make that championship run. And I needed to drop Marquise because he's not going to play in the regular season. And now I got 4 guys on the IR, for goodness sake. But I'm predicted to win this week, even with that. So here we go. Oh, that's who I'm playing. I'm playing Dak. Here we go. And I'm going to beat the brakes off of him this week. I'm going to do that.
The first time this week he's gotten his brakes beaten off.
No, it won't. It won't. But let's get to the show. Look, we got 12 people in this thing. Say hello, everybody out there. If you're new here, we love you. Thanks for being here, National Park Princess, Christina Payne. Bud, welcome to the show, hanging out with us. Obscure Sports. Don't go anywhere. Down in the comments. Let's do this. Andy, let's get our guest on here. Top 4 obscure sports. Weird sports. Ocho sports. Ocho Cinco? Let's do this thing.
Kind of weird.
All right, so we kind of gave it a little hint, but most of the things that we're going to hear tonight, you're going to hear on ESPN Ocho. If you've never watched that, it was a fun little channel. It's buried way back nowadays, now that everything is streaming, but it's just a bunch of really odd sports from all around the world, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing. Some of these are going to be really obscure, like you've never heard of them, and you're going to have to look them up. Others are going to be like on the cusp of maybe becoming something, and others are like, is this really a sport? Are we really talking about this? But let's get our guest on today. And I kind of mentioned it already in the schedule. We are welcoming a guy. Look, I'm always in these communities. And here's the thing. I come to find out, like, I'm in one community, the other community knows the other community, this community knows that one. This community is friends with this community, this friend's not with friends with this community, this one's this. And we just all end up being here. We try to support each other and do whatever. And I landed one day through Bert, through Chance, to Vogs, to DJ, back to Paul, back to Vogs. Anyways, these amazing friends are really cool. Welcome to the show. Our fill-in for the day, Vogs, WVogs18. You guys, welcome to the show, bud. Now, Vogs, you're kind of like the internet sensation. Every time I look at the live, you're in the box somewhere. Like, you were like everybody's favorite guest. Tell me a little bit about you. What's on YouTube? Why are you doing YouTube? Why are you hanging out? What is your channel about? And when can people find you? And let's get this thing started.
First up, I want to appreciate you guys for having me. Huge fan of the show. You guys have a great show. If you don't know me, I'm WVogs18. My name is Will, 29 years old, about to be 30 years old. Started YouTube a few years ago. I'm at 850 something subs. I was mainly just sports cards, and now I'm into comics, so I do sports cards and comics. You can find me on a bunch of streams. I do impromptu live streams whenever I feel like it, so it's whenever. Monday night, I'm on Crafts by Bethany's live stream with a bunch of others. I'm on Tuesday with Paul and the 619 and his amazing friends. Wednesday, Bagging Boarding BS, hosted by Trev, the shipping guru. Wednesday night, I'm on Show Us What You Got with Chris, the comic vet. And that night, also Jake's Kingdom. Thursday nights, I'm on Jake's Kingdom. Friday nights, I'm on Sports Cards and Things with Aaron on his channel. And then Saturday, I am occasionally on Into the Comiverse, hosted by Tony Gross, Comiverse. And then Sundays are my relaxed day. I'm not on those shows all the time, but most of the week I am.
Look at this dude. Andy, you thought we did too much? Listen.
I was just amazed. I'm like, and then at some point you take a nap, right? I mean, at some point you go to sleep.
Yeah, luckily, yeah. At some point I do.
That's good, man. Hey, dude, that's exciting. I'm super proud of you, excited for you to be on all those things. We've connected with a few of those people that you've mentioned. We've been on with them that we've had them on. Paul in the 619 is in our fantasy football league too.
Yeah, dude. He's
So
great,
we have a lot.
And I think he's 0-2.
Well,
Good.
Listen,
Teach him a lesson.
it can turn around. It won't turn around for me because I'm gonna finish undefeated.
Won't turn around.
But, like for him, hey, it is always.
Well, here's the thing: he drafted Kelsey in the first, or maybe the second, but on the turn.
He's been a fantasy sleeper.
He drafted Kelsey on the turn because he had last pick.
Yeah,
that's hurting him. But Kelsey's gonna be back. He'll be there.
He won't this year.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there.
He's too busy. He's too busy. He's got bad blood, man. He's he belongs.
Come on, keep throwing it. It's a love story.
It's a love story. Dear John. He's just gonna have a bunch of.
Oh man! All right, Vogs. So you've seen the show before. Our friends in the. So look, let me throw this one more thing because I see a lot of friends. You've been here before. Don't know if you've watched the show with us. And I'm appreciative of you guys. So let's just give them one more time a good Summit Squad hello. This is for you guys. Yeah, so that means Summit Squad, you're a part of the team. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following Vogs. Thank you for following us.
Of course.
If you can go in there and support us. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, we're in the sports series right now, but we do video games, music, TV and movies, nostalgia, sports, food, and one more. I missed one. No, that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I was going to 7, 6. And so here's the thing. If you enjoy any of that stuff, we have fun. Go down to our playlist and our backlog. We are really chasing those watch hours. So if you want to just go to bed to something, put a playlist on. That'd be great. And hey, so Vogs, you're up first. And if you haven't watched the show, then we call this Rosie. Rosie is for Roosevelt. We consider him the 4th on the list. This is kind of where you start your list and you kind of start working your way up. What is the best 4 obscure sports ever? Number 4. Now, before you do this, I know we just tagged you in, man. We just called the bullpen this afternoon, basically, only a couple hours ago. And so in the little bit of time you got to think about it, what were you thinking when you started to pick these sports? Because it's a big deal. Like, you're in Carolina, right? You love the Panthers, but you're a big sports guy. But you probably are not a huge Falcons, Saints, or Buccaneers fan. So, but we're Saints fans. I have a lot of Atlanta fans here because I live in Atlanta.
I have nothing.
You wouldn't put some of those guys on your mountain. So we always say, what's your criteria to kind of explain what you were thinking?
So I thought of what you guys said, the old ESPN The Ocho. I loved watching that because it took out of the ordinary. Instead of during the day watching baseball or basketball at night and football, you just have these one day full of these random, obscure, weird sports that can make you laugh and say, hey, I could try that in my backyard, or hey, I could grab a bunch of friends and try that. So brought me back.
I love that. All right, so let's get it started. You are going to give us your Rosie, your number 4. Let us know about what was the line in the sand. What was your number 4 obscure sport?
Man, there's so many crazy ones. You know what? You said honorable mentions. I'll wait for those till later, I'm guessing. Number 4, this just sounds like fun, and I could see people laughing and doing this at the same time, and it'll be hard to concentrate. It's called slippery stairs, and what you do is you get 5 competitors, and they're all in bodysuits, and the stairs are lubricated with like water and soap and a bunch of oils, and you're trying to climb up these stairs to get to the tippy top. Man, I did something like this, my own version of this. At our neighborhood pool years ago when I was a teenager, they had this like a slip and slide, but it was like covered and stuff. You would have to run across, and we would try to pelt you with like sponges and stuff. But no, slippery stairs. That just sounds like a tough time getting up some stairs while laughing and trying to pull people down and drag people down and say, no, I'm getting to the top first. No, I'm getting to the top first. So yes, slippery
I
stairs.
absolutely love this pick. I totally forgot about this one, but the second you said it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So this was actually on ESPN the Ocho. So that's a good pull there.
Yeah.
This makes me, as a youth pastor, makes me think of like what I would want to do at camp. Like, can you imagine at camp having a game? There'd be lawsuits likely, but like this
Oh
game,
yeah, you get elbows flying
yeah.
and everything.
But it also makes me think of, and I hope I'm not giving anything away that may happen later. I know it's not happening on my list, but it makes me think of the show Wipeout.
Yes.
That's the point of this is like, yeah, we want to win, we want to compete. It's a sport, we have all that, but you're watching it on the Ocho not to see people win. I don't care who gets to the
You
top.
want to see people wipe out, try to get to the last stair and be like, I'm gonna make it fly.
Yeah, that's the entertainment value of it. Dude, this is a great
The
pull, man.
fails.
That's what
Yes.
it's all about. I mean, it's 99% fail. I mean, I guess at one point somebody does win, but
It
Kirk,
takes a
I
while.
heard you excited about this one too, man. You like slippery
So
stairs.
you said Wipeout. The first thing I imagined with this is like those really bad Japanese game shows, right? And you
MXC,
said
most extreme
but
challenge.
this comes up like this is one of those events, right? You know, and they're climbing to the top and they just keep falling all the way down. And every time this comes on, like say YouTube in my feed or like even like in the Ocho back in the day, I have to stop and watch.
It's
And you know what's going to happen. You know they're all tumbling down, but you're just like, who's going to make it to the top? What I really want to do is I really want to know what it's like to climb that. Like, how slippery really is it? Because it looks like extremely hard. It looks really bad. What's up, big movie fan 18? Dylan in the house. Both of you guys are already wrenches. Welcome to the house. Dylan was going to try and jump on, but he couldn't. He had some stuff he was covering. But yeah, hey, this is a great pick, man. I love this. I love where we're going already.
It makes me think of just like at camp when we do the slip and slide thing across the whole field, but just like elevated now.
You know what's fun is I've done a thing like this actually at a camp where they get this steep hill, they get a giant slip and slide, and it's full of water, soapy water. You get a bunch of the soap's detergent and put on the slide, and you got people throwing sponges at you.
Yeah. I love this. I love this pick. All right. Yeah, Dylan just said it. He said, I had the scars from the brush burns from the slip and slide at camp.
Oh, yeah, I think
there was
we all
literally
do.
an ambulance that came
absolutely
at camp this
absolutely.
year. It's pretty crazy.
So, man, what's happening, John's Comics and Kids? Welcome back to the show. We're talking obscure sports. I hope you enjoy that. Pepino Man, welcome also back to the show. And yeah, obscure sports, bro. If you haven't already, hit that sub and man, put in what you think are your top 4 favorite obscure sports. Now, Andy, I think who's next? Is it me?
It's me. I'm in the middle for sports. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. All right. So I first of all, great pick, man. Way to start your mountain vlogs. I mean, you're fitting right in, so that's good. So here's the deal. For my criteria, there are so many games when I was doing this like that came to my head right away, and I pretty much went with those. But I did some research and I found ones that either I knew or like I never even knew of, right? That I was like, oh my gosh, these things are crazy, right? So I picked for my 4. Now in my Benjamins, we'll pick some different ones and we'll go away from this criteria. But I went with 4 that I've actually watched on TV. Like I've seen these things.
I did too, yeah.
Mostly on the Ocho, but maybe I've seen them. Some of these actually, even to be real with you, have been on ESPN or have been on some major television networks, but I would still consider them to be pretty obscure. Okay. So some of these I may cheat a little bit. but again, I'm giving grace today, so can I receive some grace? That's what I'm hoping for. My Rosie, what started this off, the line in the sand. I'm cheating a little bit here because it's a conglomerate of games that I'm going to pick here. Kirk,
conglomerate. I love that word.
That was my word of the day.
God is great. Welcome, bro. Good to see you here.
Nice. What is up? What is up, people? Hey, so my Rosie, my number 4. I'm going to go with that conglomerate of games. Like I said, I'm going to the Lumberjack games. That's going to be my pick at the 4. There's a mix of different events and games. I saw earlier before we joined in, we had who was it? That's Copper Coin Customs said Lumberjack games. I knew that was going to happen with the whole wood tie-in there. So look, I love this game or these sports. First of all, I can never see myself doing any of this. I would fail miserably, especially, I mean, on any of them, but especially on the log rolling in the water. Like I'm done. I'm immediate. I can't even, like, we go to the trampoline park and it's hard to walk across that pole into a foam pit. I mean, I can't imagine trying to spin the opposite way of some burly lumberjack. But man, not only that game, the sawing game where, you know, all of that, like those massive comically large saws that they use, the one where they like almost like Mulan up the pole, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, dude, these games are so intense. They're also known as, I pulled up a couple facts, they're the timber sports, lumberjack competitions. Maybe you've seen the World Lumberjack Championships, things like that. But it's so cool because like this sport comes out of like a legitimate job, right? Like people were doing this, and like I can imagine just out in the field, like they're like, bruh, to break up the monotony of the job, the song that we're doing, let's make some freaking games out of this, right? And then like it just took off and it's fun. But it says here 19th century, so we're talking 1800s, this thing became a real deal. They have the axe throwing, which honestly has taken on a very big, like there's businesses that open up now that are just axe throwing businesses, right? You can buy the games on Amazon. You can do all that kind of stuff. The log rolling, like I said, springboard chop, which is where they use axes to chop into the vertical log. Then they put the boards in it to climb up and all the way up through the top. Man, there's just so many amazing things that happen in this. Not to mention the fact that when you see these guys, like out of many sports, these are the guys I'm not going to mess with, right? They're lumberjacks, dude. These guys are the real deal. They're not just playing a sport. They're not getting millions of dollars. Like they have a job at cutting this wood and doing all this kind of stuff, but they made a game out of it. So yeah, I'm going to go to the Lumberjack games as my Rosie. So
yeah, I love this pick. I actually, so you taken 2 of my Benjamins, kind of, because I originally wrote log rolling, right? And then later on, I wrote lumberjack games. So technically, lumberjack games encompasses that. But dude, I was watching log rolling the other day, and they, like, some of these log rolling competitions, they play like really fun music, and they're just kind of like dancing and splashing the water at each other. And there was this one where it was like the guy looked like he was like 80. And he was going up against like a 20-year-old, and he put the dude to bed. He, like, the 80-year-old was just going to town on him, and yeah, that looks completely impossible. They have those big saws, and it's like go up, down, up, right, and see how fast you can do it. I used to cut trees for a living, for about 2 years during Katrina. So when Hurricane Katrina happened, I bought a saw because they were making a lot of money out there, and we were able to do some stuff, and so I went and cut a lot of trees, and I had a nice saw, bro. Those things that they're using are a man's tool. That is a freaking man's tool. And let me tell you, those things are the arm on that thing is anyways. But yeah, lumberjack games. Love this pick. Just want to say hello.
Yeah, I was about to say we got a
want to say hello to Specs Appeal. Want to say hello to Hammy and Son, Patrick, Pepino. Look, guys, welcome to the show. I know you guys have been following us a while, but welcome back. Vogs is bringing them in today, and we love that. We're always on Thursdays or Fridays, so just want to share that with you if you guys are jumping in and out. Tonight we're on Thursday. We're usually a Friday night show, and we always go through our top 4. So if you're following along, leave your top 4 favorite obscure in there. Obviously, hit that like button. Let's try and get that thing up as high as we can get it, and see where we can go. If you're watching from the Facebook side or the Twitch side, come on over to the Red side. Come on over to YouTube, hang out with us, and also Vogs has got himself, I think, going live. If you're over there, hit all the like and stuff on that side, then and joining in. So that's.
I want to say this real quick too. Christina, appreciate the love, man. Just putting the links in there. Road to 1K. Thank you so much. We're
I think
31 out from 1K would be a tremendous help. And Vogs, like you were saying, man, you're not far behind either. So 850-ish or so, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Anybody
so let's do that. Let's do that.
That is not subbed to R-rated Vogs, man. Go check him out. Go sub. It's you'll
but
love
my turn, man. So my turn. What I was thinking. So I kind of went down one route, and I was like, if obscure sports, my first inclination was I want to be wowed. Like, wow, this is really amazing. Like, people actually do this. And then I kind of took a left, was like, well, I started seeing some things that I either enjoy playing or could play, right? Like, have all the guys over, let's go outside and play whatever. We usually play volleyball or kickball, but like some other sport that, we never heard of. And so I just kind of put together a list, and these are just four. The four that I ended up picking are just absolutely like either wow that they're a game or sport, or wow that I can't believe they do this. If you know what I mean. So my number four, and this is something I just found like a day before yesterday, and I'm like, man, I could be a champion in this. I really could be a champion in this, Andy. Like, I believe as a kid in the neighborhood, I used to play this game. I used to play this game with myself. I used to play this game with the neighbors' kids. Like, I played this game. And I didn't even know it was a game. I didn't even know it was on the Ocho. I didn't know that there was a championship for it. And, it's weird how the algorithm works, right? Well, it's not weird, but that's just how it works. When you start messing around the algorithm, all of a sudden, all these things start coming in. And so I'm flipping through, and I'm like, what is this? So it's a game. It's called Roof Ball. Have you heard of this? Fantastic.
Go for it. Let me know.
It's an obscure, quirky sport born in Beaverton, Ohio.
It would be.
In a tight-knit community. And it starts with you having a football, and you throw it up at a target like the chimney on your roof, and you have to catch it as it's bouncing wobbly back down.
Yes. I do that today.
I still do this game. And I watched the championship round, and this guy won like $1 million. I mean, what? He's like throwing the ball, and it like hits something, and then it bounces all wobbly down. He's jumping in the bush to catch it. And like, I don't understand the scoring of it.
What's so funny about that?
But it is like, I'm like, what? This guy is playing. It's like grown men throwing a football on the roof. And look, it's so funny. Like, there's tents set up, and it's like in like a block party of a neighborhood, and they didn't like go and build a special roof. It's at like Tom's house down the street.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
They've got news. They've got the whole nine there. And these two old guys are fighting it out, diving all over the place. I'm dying, dude. I'm like, this has got to be the most obscure, weird thing I've ever seen. And it's a real game. It's been on TV. The roof ball. Wait, hold on. Here it is. The Roof Ball World Championships. The Roof Ball World Championships.
I remember that.
Wow.
Dude, this is amazing. I feel like I would be the freaking Tom Brady of this.
Yes.
I do this all the time, and we try to do like trick shots and things. Like, we try to make it like, all right, it's got to come over here. It's got to come off, bounce off my grill, and then it's got to that's got to be bonus points, right? Dude, I didn't even know this was a sport.
I didn't know this was a thing, but you start searching, and it came in my algorithm. I'm flipping through the reels, and I'm like, what is this? And I watched the championship, and then I went to it, and I'm like, oh, this has got to be on my list. This is fantastic. I mean, that guy's like 49 and wearing suspenders and diving in a bush, and he just won like $200,000. That's what I need in my life. That's what I need. How do I get to Beaverton to do roof ball?
I'm about to start a small group at my church, like the roof ball small group. I mean, it's happening.
Yes.
Vogs, you sounded like you knew about this sport.
No, I knew about it. Yeah.
Have you played this kind of thing before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Every guy has played roof ball, whether we knew it or not.
Yeah. So I will say this: when I was a kid, and I've tried to get Warren on before. I have a friend named Warren. Warren lived like 3 houses down the street, and me and Warren used to play out in the yard with the football, and we made up 2 games. Now everybody's made up these 2 games, but we thought we made up like, you know, we're Naismith, right? We're gonna be famous. We made these new games, and we called them Pass Point and Kick Point. That was the 2 games that we made, and you would kick a ball, and you had to kick it over the telephone wire or throw it over the telephone wire. And if your friend caught it, he got 2 points. If he dropped it, you got 2 points. And you had to get it over. I mean, basically like volleyball, but then it's up real high, and we kick point and pass point.
Hey, wait, stop! Shh, you're giving away my George.
We played this every day. But listen, this is what happened right here. Wait, it could have been something. We could have set tents up in the house and watched Warren and I go for the chip. It's like basketball. Like, this is how this thing happens, right?
I love it.
So,
hey, we got a lot of people hopping in here. Sally and DOG, welcome. Daisy May, welcome here. So glad for you guys to be joining us tonight. Everybody looks like they're linked over there on Vog's channel. That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of those folks here, Vogs. Welcome over. Hey, and I'm Vogs. I appreciate it, man. You got a good little journey going over there. So, Vogs, you don't have to do like a criteria now. Now you're just going to jump into number 3. So we call him.
This
TJ
would be my number
Sept.
1, but I do not want it stolen. So I'm being smart. So
here, let me help you out.
I enjoyed this.
Wait, Vogs. So remember, on our top 4, we can match. So it's okay. You're going to give us your 4. So in these first 3, it's okay if we have the same. We just can't have them in the honorable mentions. So just let you know.
Cool. So my number 3, the World Series of Beer Pong. Why not? A fun game you would do in college or with buddies and friends and stuff when you're home and you don't want to go to a bar and it's so much fun because there's one that they do in Vegas. The championship team splits the grand prize of $1,200 or $12,000. And hear this. You know what's cool is there's an area near me that has beer pong, but I don't go a lot. It's a brewery. They have the big plastic like trash bins and a volleyball. You could literally do beer pong kind of.
Oh my gosh.
So the World Series of Beer Pong.
Now, let me tell you this, Kirk, and we're probably on a similar page here. In college, I could have been the Tom Brady of this. There was a time, or at least I felt like I could have been Tom Brady of this. We're not at that point where I'm almost 10 years. I'm about 8 years sober now. Kirk,
good for you, man.
And plus, what are you at now?
Good
What are you at now, Kirk?
13.
13. That's what I was going to say. It was pretty high up there. So, but I will say this. I play iMessage games with our students, and they have that cup pong game on there, and we definitely play that all the time.
Yeah.
And I've yet to lose in that game. So, no, this is cool. Yeah, this is an obscure sport in the sense of like it being a sport and not just a game that you're playing. But yeah, good pick, man. Good pick.
For me, I mean, I played a little bit of this. It got really popular a little bit after my college years. We were playing a couple other games that are on my honorable mentions kind of. And so this is not a bad one, but what's funny is this. I love like being at the church, right? I got these big old like 5-gallon buckets, right? And I set them up, like beer pong, like bowling pins. and they had to shoot like a volleyball into it one time.
Yeah,
and
that's
they were
what we
like
do at
shooting
the
into this like
brewery.
5-gallon bucket. Now there was no water in it or whatever, or no beer, obviously. And one of the parents questioned me about it. I was like, "Isn't this just life-size beer pong?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're not going to do this ever again." So, but
funny story. Courtney was teaching first grade. My wife was teaching first grade, and she had a Christmas party, and she did snowball toss, and it was literally in little paper cups, but they were tossing like cotton balls in there, and it was like you re-racked and everything. I mean, it was so like it was, and I told her, I said, "You realize what you're teaching these kids, right?"
Yeah. I mean,
know,
get them started early, right? Well, I mean, that's
it's
kind
a
of how
fun
Louisiana was,
concept of a
anyways.
game. Whether you use the beer or not, it's a fun concept of a game.
It is a fun concept, and here's the thing: you brought up a great point, Vogs. There are a lot of really cool barroom style games.
You know what I saw?
That have hold on, that have a very large following in Vegas. Like there are some like things that you would go to a bar room and play, right? All of those different things. There's something there. They've been on the Ocho at a time or two because of a competition in Vegas. So I love this pick. What were you going to say, Bob?
What's a fun one is it's not an obscure sport. It's not on my list. I hope it's on no one's. At a bar near me, they have life-size pool where you kick it in instead of.
Yeah.
Really?
That's awesome. I've seen those online. Like I've seen like reels of that kind of stuff. That's super cool.
That's cool. What's up, Yoda? Yoda in the
Popper.
house. Now Yoda has changed his name, but he's a Cardmunity guy.
Yes.
His wife Echo is living her best life in her 60s, and both of them's a great channel. Go follow both of them. Welcome to the show. So,
Hey, Yoda.
Andy, you're up, man.
All right. So my next one is actually kind of a different twist on a not obscure sport. Okay. So the basis of this game is not an obscure sport. In fact, it's a major sport. However, this specific version took it to a different level, took it to new heights. We're going to say that, and made it crazily entertaining. Okay. Super fun. But this sport in general, I'm going to go with slam ball. Now, slam ball, if you don't remember, is basketball with trampolines, right?
Dude, I love slam ball.
You remember back in the day, like on Spike TV, they were airing this or something. Like this was like the real deal, dude. And it was like watching NBA Jam happen. Like that's what I thought of. Like he's on fire.
Like Bill Lambier's basketball.
He's on fire.
He's heating up.
Yeah, it's like they're like doing flips and stuff, but they've brought it back. It's a legitimate sport. It says it was invented in 1999 by Mason Gordon. He wanted to merge obviously his love of basketball with the physicality of other sports like football and some different things like that, and making just these over the top things. It was televised early 2000s. I do believe it was Spike TV or whatever it was. But yeah, so it's like they have a couple spots around the goal that are made of trampolines. But if you go to these trampoline parks now, like this is a thing that they have. They have the trampoline little runway up to a basketball goal. And every time we go, I have to play it because it's like you can slam dunk this like 20-foot.
It's addicting.
It's super duper fun, man. So there's different scoring and things that get used for that. But dude, this different. I think it's only like 3-on-3 or like 4-on-4 or something.
Yeah,
it's not a full 5-on-5. But yeah, man, this is actually a super crazy. Yeah, it says Spike TV. I'm pulling up my stats that I have right here. But
I love slam ball.
Yeah. So, but it originated in the U.S., but it's actually kind of like spread over. They said China, Italy, some different places like that. They have leagues and different things like that. But slam ball,
sign me up.
Yeah, it looks super fun until you probably start to do it, and then like you're like, when your legs don't look like they used to before, you start pulling an Ed Sheeran, you know. But yeah, slam ball, get up and slam. There you go. All right. Little jock
So
channel.
I used to love watching this show.
Yeah.
And I love how they would like get the ball and then they would get themselves set up and they would just come in and then you had the like blocker, right? You had the one guy and he's like trying to time it at the same time and collision right at the rack. I mean,
Dude, and I loved when people tried to dunk from the 3-point line. I'm like, okay, big boy.
Dude, so they have a handler, which was like the point guard essentially, right? The gunner, who's like the shooting guard, right? Who's the main scoring guy. And then we had the stopper is the defensive specialist.
Dude, I would love to play this game. Oh my god.
Yeah, it would be extremely fun. I feel like this is a game. I got a couple games on here that are just dangerous. I mean, this is fun, but it's going to be dangerous because, like, I remember this. So, and I might gross a few people out. If you're squeamish, I'm sorry. Welcome to the show, Carlito, over on Vog's side. We appreciate you, man. If you like this kind of stuff, come and hang out, man. So, here's the deal. I was playing on the trampoline with my nephew. We moved the basketball goal close to the trampoline. Now, this is back in the day before, this is when we still drank out of water hoses and, we didn't need seat belts on our tricycles. And we pulled that thing up. We didn't have all those rails. And my nephew went to go dunk and he got really high and in like whatever. And, back in the day, what did Michael Jordan do? Stuck his tongue out. And he hit coming down on the rim. And his tongue was out. And dude, he like bit like 3/4 into it, bro. It was bad. Bad. This kind of reminds me of that. Kind of gives me some the EBGBs, but bro, I remember him having like freaking like stitches all the way around his tongue, like looking like the Kevin story. Yeah. Dude, yeah, man. This is a good sport, man. I'm so glad you brought this up.
It's in the house. Who that, Pat?
Who that? Who that, Pat? Where that Rushmore Show at? Hey, bro. How about them Saints, bro? How about them Saints? Let's go. So,
Pat, we got Vogs on here. He's a Panthers guy. So,
yeah,
we're all inclusive. We are all inclusive here at the Rushmore Show.
So, I'm coming in hot, dude. I'm coming in hot. I got my next 3, all of them. I'm going to tell you, 2 of them are games that I've played before. I've played them before. I've done it, but they just not to this level, I don't think. And I'm coming in with, everybody's favorite sorority game, the PFC Pillow Fighting Championship.
Yeah.
The Pillow Fighting Championship. This thing started in 2021. Well, I mean, we've been pillow fighting forever, building forts with pillows, beating the crud out of our brothers and sisters with pillows. But listen, if you see this, this is brutal. This is like boxing, right? But you gotta like, and it's like a special pillow. And these dudes are whacking the holy mess out of each other. It is insane. This game is hilarious. Yet another game I've played before. I think I might be pretty decent at it. But man, some of these hits, like TKO.
Yeah, it looks like your neck would snap.
Some of these things are TKO. Now, the arena, it takes place in just a standard arena, kind of like an MMA, boxing, whatever. They have pillows as a part of the competition, and the fighters must swing the pillows with force, but are not allowed to use the pillow to choke, grapple, or strike below the belt. You can't hit below the belt. And the fighters, they wear protective things like MMA. The scoring. Points are awarded based on the number of clean hits landed on the opponent's head or body, such like fencing. So it's kind of like fencing scores, and the judges watch for the pillow strikes. Fighters can also score points on defense. Victory is whoever can amass the most amount of points. Knockouts are rare, which is crazy. Some of these hits are crazy, bro. And I'm like, this is one of those obscure sports that I think I can play. I think I can play this. Yeah. Andy, I'm in here. So I'm in here for slam ball. I'm in here for roof ball. I'm in here for pillow fighting. Like, I can do
these are obscure but accessible. Like, it doesn't like these are not you're not going to be intimidated to pick up this thing. You know, it's like one thing to pick up a ball and figure out how to throw a perfect spiral, but anybody can pick up but dude, I'm telling you, I've seen this before.
I mean, like, listen to this.
People,
like, somebody was pillow fighting in the house. And it's like COVID. Look, it's 2021. And they're like, man, why don't we do this as a championship when we get out of this house? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're done. Let's actually have to put this on TV. And man,
it makes me think, and I'm trying to pay attention to everything we're doing. Like, what did I do as a kid that I can make a sport now? Like, what did I do?
Thanks, Specs Appeal. Thanks for lurking. We love it. We love it.
I ate a lot of sandwiches when I got out of a pool. Like, how can I make that?
Long charge should be a helmet Olympic sport. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, Yoda. Yo, Saints 2-0. Absolutely. Them black and gold.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're halfway, man.
We're
halfway. Now, look, we got some new people in the chat, and look, we always just going to share this, man. We are not ashamed. We are not ashamed at all. We are both, Andy, both and I are pastors. We're both teachers. We're both parents. We're both coaches. We're actually both students, which is funny. Or you just finished your student. Thank the Lord. And I am finishing up this year. So Andy and I have a lot of things in common, and our favorite thing in common is our community of friends and just getting to talk about what changed in our life. And that was when Jesus came in our life. And look, there are a lot of cool things that we're going to share. One of the things is kind of a disappointment today. So usually right here, right below me, right there is Reboot. And last weekend before last or whatever, Hurricane Francine came in and kind of ravaged the southeast Louisiana area right into Morgan City where we were supposed to be. We were having a convention there. And that convention was Louisiana RetroCon. And our guy Davey is our boy, man. We love him to death. And we wish him complete success with the recovery of this because it was a direct hit. And we had to miss out on Louisiana RetroCon 2 weeks ago. Well, long story short, Davey is trying to reschedule it. There's a lot of vendors, got money in this. We don't have a single nickel in this. We just have a lot of fun and people. I have my flights and whatnot. And Davey was able to reschedule in Gonzales, Louisiana, which is a little bit more north towards Baton Rouge. But unfortunately, it's next weekend. And so Andy and I are both not available. And, I was kind of hoping that it would land more in the late October, November timeframe, maybe even right before St. Tammany Collectors Con, which is in November, and then be able to kind of partner that with a few things. But my leave at school and just my family's sports didn't allow me to be able to come in this weekend. But let me tell you about what we do. We go to the conventions. We hang out with people that go shopping for comic books, video games, toys, pops. Let me show you the best pop. There it is. Patty Mahomes. But anyways, we pops and all those things. And we while we hang out there, we just become friends. We're part of the community. And we talk with people. We pray with people. There's people that are going through stuff that come through those doors. And they have afforded us an opportunity to preach at the convention. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of unique. I see a couple other people now that we're doing it, do it. And so we are excited to tell you a little bit about Reboot. Here it is.
Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
They're getting closer.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
All right, so here's the other part of it. We do Nerd in the Word, and we haven't got a chance to do as many as I wanted to, Andy. We're just busy, man. I mean, like, if ideally, I would love to have one a weekend, and we just got a lot going on, man. And so Nerd in the Word is basically something cool in the neighborhood, right? So Inside Out came out, brought the kids to go see Inside Out, and I put a nice little message for anybody who is interested on our homepage. So if you want to go check out any of the Reboot's another word for reborn and a little nerdy, geeky word. So it's just a nerd ministry. So if you're a nerd, you're geeky, and you're interested, come and check it out. If you need any prayer requests, you're always welcome here. We're not a Christian podcast, but we're not a Christian podcast. We are all Christian, and we are not ashamed, and that's just how it is. The other thing is this: our friends up here, and Andy, it's your turn. So here's Culture Box, and these are 5 of our favorite Christian creators that are on our team. They support us, we support them, and we just wanted to give you a little shout out, a little commercial today. Who are we gonna shout out today, Andy?
Hey, let's shout out our friends. I probably should start keeping a tally of like when we do these, because I always forget, like, oh my gosh, who did we do last week? But I still think it would be great for us to shout out our friends over at the Retro Rewind podcast. They were on only because the reason they're at the top of my head, because I was just in their live. They were reviewing Airplane 2 the other night. I don't know.
They were doing Airplane. And let me just throw this out there before you hit the button. My buddy over there, your buddy, our buddy, Francisco. Don't call him Frankie. Don't call him Roy. Don't call him any nickname. Yeah, Francisco is actually doing he's doing a Kickstarter for his own board game, and he's been working on this thing on his page for like 2 years, and he just got the second set, the second unboxing of what it's going to look like. And man, go over there and see what he's doing. It's a fun game called Junkyard Juggernauts. If you like board games that have a lot of information, go check this out. Go and support Francisco. Let's watch that commercial.
Every other week, join the Retro Rewind pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum in their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. Expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and rotating guest hosts who are all out of time. Go check them out over there at Retro Rewind Pod, and let them know the Rushmore Show sent you. Hey, something else I'd like to mention. I don't know if anybody who's still in these comments, comment below. Let us know if you're a coffee person. I got 9 people in the chat right now. Are you a coffee person? I don't know what this says about me, but I've become a black coffee person. I don't even put anything in my coffee. It's just hot bean juice. I love it. But my favorite hot bean juice comes from my good friend Cade over at Village Coffee. I want to just give a plug to them. If you like coffee, go to villagebeans.com and you can order from them. They've got 2 blends as of right now. They've got a medium Mexico, and medium Ethiopia. Both are fantastic. I'm a medium Mexico fan myself, but Ethiopia is great too. Also, he's working on a Colombian here soon. I did get to taste test that one. My last order was a lot of fun. But go check them out. Go sign up. You can get, if you sign up for their email list, you get like a 10% off coupon. You also get in your email, in your inbox, you're going to get occasional coffee lessons and some different things to educate you on the world of coffee. He will also ship, just because he's here in Louisiana local, he will ship to the 48. So if you go there, you can get K-Cups, you can get the beans, you can get the grounds. You can have a great time. Go to villagebeans.com and place your order today. They are the official coffee of the Rushmore Show. And then lastly,
tell them where you found us.
I wanted to just plug this. We were talking about cons. We are going to be at the STCC, the St. Tammany Collectors Con, November 16th and 17th over here in Mandeville. We've got a lot of really cool guests that are going to be there. I need to get this digitally so you guys can see it better. But on the list, Daniel Logan, who is Boba Fett in Episode 2. He's also in Clone Wars. Catherine Sutherland, the Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, is going to be there. We've got Jeff Brockton, actor and stuntman, Ghostface in Scream 3, along with a ton of other awesome guests. You're going to want to be out there. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute fun time. We're going to try and get some great footage, and hopefully we'll do some preaching and teaching and talking and hanging out. But let's get back to the talking about obscure sports. Vogs, you still out there? There he is. Vogs, you're up. It's the second round, and it is time for your link. So what's the missing link? What's your second favorite obscure sport of all time?
So there's a different version of this I play. I'll tell you it after. It's called Teak ball. It's
Oh,
played on a curved table with a soccer ball. It can be either 1-on-1 or 2v2, hitting a ball over a net. You can use any part of your body, but no arms or hands. The version I've played, we call it soccer tennis, where you go to a tennis court, you get a soccer ball. Same rules apply. No hands, no arms.
Nice. So it's called T. I've seen this before. I didn't know. I'm trying to find it just so I can
dude.
look it up. But I've absolutely seen this. TEQ. Okay, I just couldn't figure out how to spell it.
But
TEQ.
no, it looks a lot of fun and it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah,
This
is an amazing sport.
This, I'm going to be honest, is probably the hardest sport on the list that I've heard yet today. And this is a great pick. It has another name, Sepactacra.
No,
I'm just going to throw this out here. This was my
Takra is a different game.
They're the same. It's like the same too.
No, it's not. It's because it's not. It's a different game. But one is played on a table. One is played
on a tennis court or something, right?
Yeah. So it's a little bit same kind of concept, but yeah.
So, anyways, this I had them. Okay, so when I originally wrote this a while ago, I had them next to each other and I slashed it, and this is my number 5. This is my first Benjamin. Yeah. This is my first Benjamin off the list, and that you guys have mentioned. Well, it's my second because you said log rolling or lumberjack games. This is a fantastic pick. Yeah. Wow. Hey, have you seen this?
Yeah, so I've seen this. This is on that curved table. There's another one that's similar to it that I don't know. But yeah, it is. I don't understand how people do it successfully.
No, I don't.
I mean, it's like somebody would serve it to me and I'm done already. I would not be the Tom Brady. I would probably be the Bryce Young at this sport if I had to be. Sorry, Box.
Hey, I'm not offended. I'm not a huge Bryce Young fan at all.
I'm a Roll Tide guy though, so I have to support.
Yeah, gosh. I saw, speaking of Bryce Young, I saw a thing today. I think it was, I don't remember who it was. It's one of the talking heads in sports, said that the Rams, the Panthers, and the Dolphins should do a trade. Mm-hmm. See what you think about this, you two. Because you're a Carolina fan. You're a Roll Tide fan, Andy. So here's the trade. Matthew Stafford to the Dolphins. Okay. Bryce Young to the Rams. Mm-hmm. And the Carolina Panthers get a 2 and a 3. Or 1 and a 2 or a 2 and a 3 from the Rams and the Dolphins. So
here's my question. If you're the Rams, why do you do this?
And that's what everybody.
I understand it on Miami's side. Miami getting Matthew Stafford would be okay. We're back in this thing, but
yeah,
what does it benefit the Rams to give up a pick and get Bryce Young and give up Stafford? That's like, yeah.
No, I don't see it happening. It was like, who does that? I mean, that's what most of the comments were. But Vogs, I love this pick. It was on my list. That curved table, I was watching it. I mean, there are some things where, and I can't do it. Just imagine this was my leg and not my arm, and the guy's leg is like straight up and like bicycle kicking this like ball, and it's not like a volleyball. It's not like a soccer ball. It's kind of like a smaller soccer ball. It looks really hard, and they were just doing some amazing. But the thing is, not only is he doing that and landing on the ground, but he's recovering and fighting back what's coming back at him. It's just an insane game. I'm terrible. I used to be really good at ping pong back in the day, or table tennis. Back in high school, we used to play at gym class all the time when we weren't doing like running around or whatever. They had some in the side. And I was pretty decent at that. I can't imagine doing table tennis like this. Like, so it's crazy.
Matt said, what is this real? I don't know if you're talking about that proposed trade or this sport.
Yeah, it was a proposed. It was somebody posted it on X or Twitter, a proposed trade. I don't think it's real. It's definitely not real, but I don't think the funny thing is everything in the comments was like, why would the Rams do this? Why would the Rams do this?
Yeah.
So Vogs is creeping up on that 1K too. Yeah, man. We are both rolling up on that 1K. What you got? About 150 away. We're 30 away, I believe.
Yeah.
We would love for you guys to come on and support the show. Go over there and help us out for sure. But yeah. All right, Andy. Teak ball. Teak ball.
I'm so excited for my link right now. I want it to be my George. I do, but I'm gonna keep it at the link. Yeah. So for my next sport, man, I'm gonna go. Okay. When I'm going to bed at night, let me just fill you in on my routine. When I lay down, I am scrolling through Instagram Reels nonstop. It just takes a long time to go to bed, and I just
is there a sport of Instagram Reels?
Well, I happen to find this sport on my Instagram Reels, probably for the algorithm. I've just looked at enough of these videos to this just floods my algorithm here. My link, I would never want to compete in this sport. I would die immediately. I'm going with power slap.
Oh, yes.
This sport, dude.
God.
It's just like no defense, and they you see their souls leave their body.
You see their jaws just like their cheek shake.
I'm like, how do you survive this? These are some of my favorite videos to watch because it's like this little dude partnered up against like Zangief, right? Like it's just wild to see these guys. Like first of all, they powder their hands, right? And then they smack them and you see that like LeBron James dust just go everywhere. And like they are like so like we're worried in football about concussions. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa in this sport. I mean, can you imagine that these guys would just anyway? Power slap is just a wild thing. Believe it or not, I mean, this is the most believable fact here today. It has its roots in Eastern Europe. Of course, everybody who competes in this looks like an Eastern European. Like it's just they look like Zangief, right? In Russia and Poland, they're just these. And the rule is simple. They face off with each other, and it's they do like the wind up or whatever, and then they just and then they show it in slow motion, and it does like the whole dude. It is the funniest video to watch, man. Power slap is just so insane. It's actually divided into weight classes, but I've seen some matchups where it's like this dude has absolutely no reason to be going up against a bear. There's no defense allowed. I mean, how do you even prepare yourself? This is what's even.
How do you not flinch?
How do you not flinch, and how do you not just like immediately go like throw up a defense? How do you train yourself?
Well, they have to hold that thing. They have like a pool noodle.
They do have to hold that, but still, how do you not let go of that? And like, how does your body just not react? I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Anyway, obviously, yeah, there's a lot of craziness with this sport.
This is awesome. So much.
We did it. We did it.
I can't believe we actually crushed on one of these. I didn't think we would crush all day. Anyways, bro, this you say you scroll. I went down a rabbit hole one day and watched like every single and the thing is, we're both connected to the Rushmore. So
yeah, it might be
on the Rushmore one. And so if you ever go to the Rushmore, it's filled with slap of reels. I'm on the Rushmore side, dude. And there are some of these. Look, so you were about to say the rules. I don't know quite the rules. I haven't looked them up, but like sometimes the slap gets like this part.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like almost punching them. Right. But other times it gets like all the fingers and you just kind of did it. And it goes like this. And it's almost like they're pushing their whole face to like around. There was one of them. They did it in slow motion and the guy's face went this way and he yanked it back so fast. It looked like it went completely around.
Oh God.
It looked like it will because it was like
Wile E. Coyote.
And it looked like it spent around like The Exorcist. Dude, there's my favorite thing about this thing. My favorite thing is when they come walking up and they're like talking all this trash. And then the guy, like they smack the guy and the guy just laughs at him. And then he gets his turn and he just goes stiff.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Boom. Out.
So what
like
I also like
salts. They're like,
yeah.
wait,
also
there's
like
one thing you didn't mention. UFC bought this.
Yeah, yeah.
UFC
Dana White has a
Dana
league.
White bought this, and that's how it got into my feed. When I saw that Dana White bought it, I was like, "What is this slap fight?" And I went and I looked it up, and ever since then, I've been following it. Not following it, but I watched the reels.
Yeah,
And
I like
man,
when the
and
person
the
gets
girls
slapped.
are Brit. I don't want to get hit by these girls. I've been
Dude, that's
slapped by a
crazy.
girl before. I don't want to get slapped by these chicks. No,
Yeah, on TV of all things too.
no.
What's crazy too is like sometimes they get slapped and there's like a delayed like they're like okay and then they're like and then they fall over like it's just, dude, I love this. So Vogs, you like this? You like the slap fights, man?
I indeed like it.
Power slap is so fun to watch. I tried to get this as my George.
Power slap. Yeah, it's my number 2 power slap, bro. And here's one of the ones that I definitely don't want to be a part of. Like, I want to do roof. I want to do that. I feel like I could be in this though. Just in the right weight class. I feel like I've given a good slap every once in a while, you know. Yeah. I'd be really good at good game coach, those kind of slap. Yeah, with good game, but I don't know if I could take it though.
I love
and here's the thing. Then you got the guys that have the beards.
Yeah.
Then it's like hitting sandpaper, right? Like, what's going on? What's going on? It's good stuff, man. Hey, Henry S, DJ Wise, Perry Comics. Hello, welcome to the show. I see you guys are all over there on Vogs' side. Welcome, man. We are a top 4 ranking podcast. So we rank top 4 things like video games, music, movies, TV, sports, food, and nostalgia. And we do it every week, once a week. We have different topics. We have different guys on. DJ's been on before. And you guys are welcome to be on the show. If you want to be on the show, DM us or on our Instagram. All that stuff is going down the bottom. And Vox is going to be on again. So if you're in the channel, this is for you. I haven't done one of these in a little bit since the beginning. Some new people. Welcome to the Summit Squad. Now, we would appreciate it since you're here. I know you're over on Vog's side. Stay over there. Give him all the watch hours possible. But when you're done, jump on over to our side. Subscribe. Hit the like. Just so that you can help us out. And all of our friends on our side, absolutely go over to Vogs and go and help them out. All of you guys have wrenches on our side. If you guys come on my side, I'll give you a wrench. And you guys can follow everybody in the chat by just hitting that right click and seeing their channel. But
Perry Comics, appreciate it, man. We're at 970. We're 30 away now. 970.
30 away. Man, we're 30 away.
What if I told you?
Vogs equals ratings. Yes, he does. He's all over the place, man. We've been following him for a while. We finally got a chance to get him on. We love Vogs. So, Vogs, thanks for hanging out. And now it's time to kind of drop our our very best, the George. We call it, this is George Washington, number 1 most obscure game out there. What you got? There are a lot of them still left.
So this was a childhood game, I'm pretty sure, of all of us, but they took it to an extreme. It's chase tag.
Yes, it is. Dang.
It's played inside, indoors, and the taggers have 20 seconds to get their runner, and it's played in an arena with obstacles such as tables, hanging bars, and other stuff. And man, it's like a game of cat and mouse. People sliding under tables, climbing over bars, climbing over this. It's bananas. It's literally I give it a nickname of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, it is the most fun. It's like parkour chase. It's so amazing. They're like flipping parkour, and like I don't even understand like how I would survive in that one. Like,
I wouldn't. I would lose my breath. I'd be like, "Can I have a Gatorade or water?" No, it's awesome to watch.
Yeah, this is a great pick. This is a great pick. I love it. What do you think about chase tag, Kirk?
Yeah, it's insane. It's really crazy. I mean, like the arena looks like just scaffolding, right? And bright lights. Mm-hmm. And it's like 20 seconds, right? You think 20 seconds, you're in like a small room, I can get them. And dude, some of the best, like, you got Most type like moments are in this. Like a guy's like running and he's like going to slide in, and the guy's like whoop, pulls up and slides through like 3 different things, grabs and twists around. Dude, it's a crazy game. I love it.
It makes me think of like they're in a laser tag arena.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's very much like that kind of feel. But yeah, dude, this is a great pick. I love this. I was actually, you took a Benjamin. This was going to be my 5. So this is
this is my number 6, and I'm running out of a list of things. This actually both this one and the tech ball, both of them started out in my top 4 when I first started this list. Matter of fact, it's the first 2 sports I wrote, and then they kind of gradually went down as I was kind of finding some other ones. But man, this is another, my Benjamins. I'm gonna have a tough time with Benjamins. I mean, I have some.
Do we spitfire the Benjamins, or do we still do the rotation?
We still do
it's
the
same.
rotation.
It's same order. You draft first, and then Andy's second. I'm third. But it's like fantasy football. You get the turn. I come back, and then you go back, and then I will come back. It's like serpentine snake draft.
How many Benjamins do we get?
You get 4.
You get 4, and it's just like a draft though. This one is you can't pick something that's already been picked, and if it's picked, it's gone basically.
Okay.
So,
go ahead, Andy.
Look, so I can tell you this. I currently have. I got 6 left. I got 6 left with 1 pick. I'm running out of time.
I have 4 Benjamins. All 4 of my Benjamins are still alive.
Let's see if I take one of these from you, because I'm going to go to my George now. This is where I'm going to probably get the most hate, only because I think it's the least obscure of my obscure sports.
Don't do it.
I think it's the least obscure of my obscure sports, but I love it so much. This sport feels like I could do this. I want to do this. And I'm going to go, this is actually an Olympic sport, believe it or not. And I know that maybe that discredits it as an obscure, but I would still consider it obscure. I'm going to the greatest show of just human dexterity and of just poise and just excellence at the top of the sport. I mean, peak athletic prowess is portrayed in this.
I know what he's going with.
I'm going curling. Curling is going to be my it is the number 1. It is absolutely the greatest Olympic sport out there, and there is not even a close second.
Andy.
Yeah.
Why are we so much?
Let's keep talking about it, man. Curling. We're both going to talk about it here.
Curling is like
awesome. I said Olympic sports to hopefully throw the dogs off, but dude, this is such an obscure sport.
Here's the deal. So this sport makes me think of the guys who were playing beer pong in Vogs' pick. When they got done and whatever, they walked through this door at the bar, and they accidentally happened to walk into this curling arena, and they're like, I guess we got to figure out how to do this. It's just a bunch of dudes that look like they have no point being there. But honestly, it's shuffleboard on ice. Like, this is a fun game, man. There's so much about this. So when they throw the stone and the camera zooms in on that guy who's like, sweep, stop, sweep, like he's yelling at him or whatever. He's just eyeing it. And then
my favorite is watching the foreign people.
Yeah,
because they're yelling sweep or whatever they're yelling, but it's in another language. It sounds like they're really ticked off at each other.
Yeah,
and they're like, dude,
it's such a fun. I don't know why. Like, I won't watch much Olympics, but I will watch the mess out of curling.
Listen. We're gonna have Ohio and Paul on in a few weeks, and listen, Vogs, you mentioned beer pong, and I was a huge drinker back in the day, so much so, and I won't jump into the whole story, but 13 years sober for a reason. My wife and I had to go on a long journey, which is one of the reasons we're Christian, we're saved. We the church followed us, and that is a whole big part of the testimony, which is a really amazing story. I would hope to write a book about it one day. But my favorite place to hang out while the majority of my drinking pursued was in the late 90s to like 2010-ish time frame, 2000s. at Buffalo Wild Wings. And me and Ohio, Paul, who's going to be on the show, my nephew, who I mentioned about biting his tongue, several other guys, we would go there and we would open that place and close that place down. And when it was Olympic time, I thought I was the only one. It's kind of like Cheers. You know, you go to the place and that everybody knows your name, and we're all in there and just glued to the TV watching curling. And I'm like, I thought I was the only, I thought it was like a closet sport for me. Like, I didn't know you guys actually liked this. I don't know a man on earth that doesn't like this. Is somebody in the chat? Does anybody not like this? Like curling. This is so. It's such a great like.
So it's interesting. It's interesting though, because I was looking it up. Like this sport dates back to like the 1500s in Scotland. Like it's just such an ancient sport. But you know that it wasn't an Olympic sport until 1998. It wasn't an official Olympic sport. I mean, it's been. You know, however
when they get on that little thing and they slide and they're on their knee and they're like,
and the camera just zooms in on that guy locked in. I love it. It's grace personified.
Bryce J. Dub in the house. He's going to be on the show in the January time. Again, man, we see you there, man. I see you, Bryce. I see you doing your thing. Bryce is killing it, man. I started following him like a couple months ago. Not that long ago, maybe like 2 months ago, and he was only at like 3,000. I think he just broke like 7,000 or 8,000. He's flying, bro.
Congrats,
check Bryce out. He is killing it. Video game. He's a video game tuber, and he's it, man. Go support him. Go support him. I think you're full time YouTubing, ain't you, Bryce? Yeah, go help him out, man. So yeah, man. All y'all are awesome, dude. Love you, Bryce, bro. You're it, man. I love following you. So curling is the George. Curling, and I almost went with Chase Tag, and man, this is such a good list. So I'm excited to see where we go.
We crushed on half of our list, man.
Dude, we did, me and you did, and you know what? It's we've been doing this long enough. I was kind of like trying to sneak that in with the Olympic sports. Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm gonna sneak this one in and get him with a. It's kind of cheap.
Obscure? Is it obscure if it's broadcast on NBC? Like that was my only.
It's definitely obscure because you only see it once every 4 years, only in the wintertime. Like, so, yeah. It's definitely obscure.
There's not curling happening on TV. There's not there's curling leagues. I'm sure.
Oh, by the way, again, also want to share this. Dude, talked about this last week, but I'm still super awesome. Bryce got baptized a couple weeks ago, and he posted on his Instagram the other day that he was helping, Andy, I don't know if you saw this, he was helping his church in the youth group, bro. Like, yeah, dude. Bryce, love that, man. So, hey, man. We are going to jump into the Benjamins. Now, we call it Benjamins for a reason because, you know, the Rushmore Show is the 4 guys on the mountain. But there was this funny story we found, or as we were digging through, that Benjamin Franklin was going to be the 5th guy on the mountain. Somebody tried to get it out, and it didn't happen. So he's kind of like the honorable mention. And these are our honorable mentions. This is a good way to get a few more in that we haven't got to talk about yet. So let's play a little game and draft what's left. All about the Benjamins. Here we go.
Well, my favorite obscure sport is all about the Benjamins. There we go.
Yes. Good job. Good job. So, Vogs. Now, we cannot mention anything that's already been mentioned in the show. Here's the thing. We cannot crush anymore. You got to come up with 4 unique picks. We both do. So, Andy, you're middle. I'm the turn. You start first. So you get first pick and you get last pick, Vogs. So you get like number 1, you're taking Caleb Williams, and then you're coming back and you're getting Brock.
Listen, you got to redo. You might as well get CJ Stroud while you can.
Okay? Exactly.
You should have gone there.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go.
Right, what's your first one? What's your first Benjamin? Number 1 pick.
The World Championships of Rock, Paper, Scissors.
Yes.
Rochambeau, baby!
I love it. Also,
nothing is better to decide besides a coin flip, but this still kills a coin flip of how to decide something, whether it's what movie do we watch, what do we do for dinner, rock, paper, scissors. It's
most of my agreements have come through rock, paper, scissors. Also, side note, always play rock first. It's dominance. Even if you lose, you're establishing dominance right off the beginning. And
Exactly.
you're going to be a rock.
Exactly. But that's it. Paper, scissors, rock, world championships.
Love that. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to go next. My next pick. Wait, where did my list go? There's my list.
So wait, real quick. That game is held in Toronto every year, is what it looks like. And I was trying to find it. $10,000 purse to do rock, paper, scissors.
Dude, I could play roof ball and rock, paper, scissors and come away with 30K.
And be set for life.
What?
Be set for
Anyway.
Oh,
ahead,
wait, 50 grand at this one, the tournament. Where was this one? This is probably in Vegas. I would bet. I'm going to bet. It is in. No, I don't know where it's at. Anyways, Andy, you're up. Rochambeau, baby. I love that pick.
I'm going to go to one that would just be a ton of fun. I mean, it would just be so much fun. And it's so much fun to watch, too. I'm going to lawnmower racing. Lawnmower racing. Can you imagine booking it on this Kubota, dude?
Get off my lawn, kids. Get off my lawn.
It's like Mario Kart live action, but like, dude, I love it.
That is hilarious. I didn't even think of that. All right, so I got this one, and this is, I was picking ones earlier. I could probably do even slap fights, dangerous, pillow fights, dangerous, but I feel I can do that. There is not a chance in heck I am doing this game. There is not even close. I'm going with, it's called Calcio Storico. Have you seen this game? I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's a French or an Italian football game that originated in the Middle Ages. It's like a football style game, but it's like in the arena, like they're beating the crud out of each other. It is like rugby, boxing, and football mixed. It's considered the world's most savage sport. Go look this up. Calcio. I'm going to type it in the chat. I'm going to type it in the chat.
Every one of them that's playing it looks like they're in the Gladiator movie.
It is crazy. Go watch these things. I'm typing it in the chat, and it is wow. I don't even know. Yeah, there you go. Calcio Storico. These guys are gladiators. Now, look, I'm going to go with another game. I love watching this game. Now, this game to me is obscure. It is not obscure.
That wasn't your pick?
Yeah, we're snake draft.
Oh,
this is snake draft. So second round, we're coming back the other direction to you. So you're going to get 2 picks back to back this time. So the name is called Pesapalo. Pesapalo. I'm going to type this one into and it's got a weird A right there. Palo, but it is Finland baseball. Have you seen this game? So it's not a diamond. It's like a snake-looking thing, and it comes wrapping all the way around. And the guy pitches it right at the plate. He drops it, and you got to whack this thing. These guys are insanely crazy. It's fast-moving. It's often referred to as Finland's national sport. They don't play baseball. They don't play softball. They play this Pesapalo. And every time I see it, I watch it. Like I am glued to it. I have no idea what the heck is going on. But it's played in Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, Australia, and Canada. And man, I think I would want to play this game. It's 9 on 12, or sorry, it's 12 on 9. So it's 12 people on offense, 9 people on defense. It just looks like a fun game. Just a different style of baseball. It's pretty cool.
All right, sweet. All right, so I'm going to continue the trend of sports that absolutely that's a heck no from me, right? This is like I'm not even entering this arena. Just saying the name of the sport brings me pain. It's very straightforward, but let me just give you a little blurb about it. The Cotswold Olympic Games take place in Chipping-Caden, England. Some games previously included racing and tug of war, but in the great year of 1612, this new sport was introduced: competitive shin kicking. It's what it sounds like. It's literally, here's the rule. It's 1v1, and you take turns kicking each other's shins, and you get points for making your opponent fall down in pain.
Shut up.
At the end of 3 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. It's just one hit and I'm out. I'm gone.
Dude, Charlie horse, you're screwed.
It's the shin, dude. I mean, just when you bang that thing into something on accident.
Wait, so have you watched this sport?
No. So this is just stuff I did research wise.
Okay, because listen, I come to mind two Vogs. I don't know if you're a UFC guy, but there's two UFC fights. And Andy, you don't fight. You don't like fighting. You don't watch those fight, and you're a lover, not a fighter. You don't watch UFC, you don't watch boxing, those kind of things. But there was two matches that just come to my mind, and the same thing happened. It was a shin kick to, I think, another shin, to be honest, and the shin snapped into two different ones. Anderson Silva and Weidman, both of them snapped their leg and then fell onto that leg. Oh, bro. When I think about this, that's what I think of. Like, oh my gosh. You ever watch like the guy like
Sorry.
He looks like he's in like, I don't know, a monk from like absolutely nowhere China, and he's like kicking a tree and the tree's not even moving. Yeah. Dude, I cringe. Just whack. Whack. I'm like, man, who is this guy? Is this Jean-Claude Van Damme? Who is this guy? Yeah.
I never want to do it. I know I don't even want to watch it, but it sounds brutal.
Shin kicking.
All right, so Vogs, you've got back-to-back picks.
Back-to-back jacks.
You get the old turnaround picks.
Okay. How about a thing called, I've looked it up, and I couldn't compete in it because I can't talk that fast. It is called the Wisconsin Auctioneers Championship.
Yeah.
Fast talking contestants show off their bid call abilities, and they are judged on how they sell the items.
Yeah,
I can't talk that fast, and nor would I want to, because number one, it'd probably give people headaches.
Yeah, all I think of is, hey, Brandon, I want to give me my sign.
Yeah, exactly. No, heck no. I can't understand a dang word they're saying anyway. I'm like, dude, you're speaking a whole different language. My other pick, it's a tailgate game. We all play at tailgates. It's cornhole.
Good one. I love it. That's the most.
So out of all these sports, this is the one that was on my list, and the only reason I didn't keep it is because, to me, in my house, in my life, this is way not obscure. I mean, I build cornhole.
No, it's not obscure to me either.
Yeah, I know, and it's the one reason. And I would have probably nabbed it if it made it to me at number 4, just because of pure principle. Yeah. The cornhole. I love watching cornhole on like the Ocho or whatever. Yeah, and those guys are just sitting there, and they got like Crocs on. They're holding like a big old cup, got a chew in their mouth, and they're just doing this. 3 in a holes. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, man, these guys are nuts. Yeah. That's 2 good picks, man. Those are 2 good picks. Andy, I've got a great pick, and I'm hoping you let me have that.
I have a lot of picks here. I'm
seeing where you're going. I mean, I got to get through one more. I was holding on to this thing.
I don't think you're not taking this one. So I'll give you likely what you're going to take. Okay. I'm going to, this is actually, let me pull it up. It is a pretty, it's centralized, localized to one area, right, where this thing is happening. And I believe it's in, I just wanted to check it out. So Oklahoma hosts this. There may be a couple places that do it. It looks like Oklahoma kind of is the main deal here. This is it's an event that takes place yearly in this one spot here. And it's where all of these kind of engineers come together.
Yes.
And what they do is they make these different machines with the intention of launching pumpkins as far as they can. I'm doing what's called pumpkin chunkin.
Dude, I saw this.
It's so wild that they build these catapults that launch these things. And funny side note, when I was teaching computer lab to junior high. We did a project every year, and it was like a PowerPoint that they had to make, but it was teaching the students how to do like online research and find valid sources and different things like that, and we're putting it into like a PowerPoint and stuff. But it was all based on pumpkin chunking. And we would allow them to do the research. So these kids were looking up videos about this. So we would watch it. It was every year for 6 years. We were watching.
Chunkin'.
So it's spelled like it's slang. So it's pumpkin chunkin'. So
what do you do?
And basically they're just launching pumpkins.
They build like big catapults and siege engines and stuff like that.
And all this stuff to launch these things, and it's a whole competition about launching this pumpkin the furthest. If you've never seen it, it is absolutely just entertainment galore. Go check it out. It's all over YouTube. You can find it. But pumpkin chunkin' is going to be my pick there.
What do you got, Kirk? How are we going to follow this up?
All right, two more. I got two more. We're finishing this thing off. So I'm going to save this one for my last pick, but I'll go with this one. There's a couple games here that I really want to go with. Some of them aren't as obscure as I thought that could be, but I'm going to go with it's kind of along the lines of the lumberjack, but it happens out in, I think, England. Let me pull that up, and I'm a little I guess I'm uneducated in this one completely. My thing is spinning. I was trying to get it while you were talking, Andy. But I'm going with the caber tossing championship. Have you seen this thing?
Yes.
Where they're like running with like telephone poles and they like flip them and they had to get these things completely over the top. Just an insane feat of strength. It's absolutely nuts, this caber tossing. So I'm going to go with caber tossing. It's an old sport. It kind of goes along with the wife carrying and all those old things that they do over in England. They're weird. And caber tossing is it. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I just lost all our English folks. Sorry, but pickleball, man. Pickleball is a great sport, Bryce, but I wouldn't consider that obscure anymore. I mean, it's like an old man sport that now all the kids are doing.
It's a millennial thing. It's a Gen Z thing.
Andy, this is a sport that I know for a fact that I would love to be in. Andy, I know you would love to be in, but it takes a lot of work. It takes years of work. I want to think about the World Beard and Mustache Championship.
Yes.
The World Beard and Mustache Championship. This thing is insane. It's now this year in 2027. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, but it's usually over in England or Germany. And these guys come out. I mean, they have like a guy eating cereal out of his beard. It's got a bowl in it, like just all these weird designs. The Mustache and Beard Championship. I mean,
what an ending.
Yes, yeah. And so
in 2013, the National Beard and Mustache Championship was in New Orleans, believe it or not.
Ain't that something? That's cool. All right, so we got two left. Andy and Vogs, you're finishing us off. Do you need one more, Vogs?
I have a few, and I'm kind of bummed that they're not all going to be talked about today. But along the lines of how the slap fighting one is very viral, these are another video that I love to watch.
There's three more that are kind of like that. I love watching these videos.
Watching this one online, and it's a sport, but it does not really involve humans at all. This one is lovingly called the Marbula One. It's marble racing.
Yes.
The marble racing videos online. They are
those
hilarious.
are addicting.
It's like I'm picking green, and then you watch it the whole way. You're like, no, he's falling out. Wait, no, he's back. I don't know.
What I love is the editing of those shorts, and when they have like a good announcer.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Marbula One, the Marbula. It's like the Marble Games or something. But
Hey, Splash Page, welcome to the show. We're just finishing up, man. Welcome on over. We would love to have you go and catch the replay, man. Go check us out, man. Thanks for being here.
All right. We are on our final Mr. Irrelevant pick. Who's the Brock Purdy of obscure sports? What you got, Vogs?
Microsoft Office World Championships. Like, come on. It's kids people have to be good at Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. I'm only good at Word and PowerPoint. I tried Microsoft Excel in high school because we had to make our own little whatever. I sucked at it. But man, it come on, man. Like what the yeah, I could put a good PowerPoint together in a good Word document, but talk about oh, I'm gonna be the next Ernest Hemingway. Oh, I'm gonna be the next blah blah blah. Come on, dude.
That's awesome. Good ending. Good ending.
A way to end that mountain, man. I love that.
And there's so many that I have. Well, there's not so many, but there are a few.
You know what people forgot? You know what's one you guys forgot and I didn't name? I thought someone was gonna name cheese rolling.
Yeah, I thought Andy was going to the cheese rolling. I thought he was going there when he did the 2 ago.
All right, look. So 2 that I just want to mention that I didn't get to talk about. Zorbing looks crazy. Zorbing, and then wife carrying. You mentioned it. Yeah. It's just what in the world? Canal
leaping. These guys in these big poles that climb all the way to the top and make that thing fall. Have you seen the one where they invent like bicycles with planes and they have to get to the end?
The Red Bull, like the Red Bull Flugtag or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Flugtag. Yeah. And the other one that I have left is extreme ironing.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I have to get my shirt
They're
ready
ironing
for
like
tomorrow's
on
meeting.
like Mount Everest. And last but not least, the one where you've got to run all the way down the slippery pole to get to the flag.
Yes.
And they just crush themselves.
Oh my gosh.
Great pushing and sad poodle racing. Yeah.
Is it sod poodle or sad poodle racing?
Sod poodle racing. What is sod poodle racing? I guess sod poodle racing.
I have no idea.
Well, look, man, that is our show for the week. So just to give you an update, next week we have Chris Gordy. He is a Houston area radio sportscaster. He is he covers the Astros. He covers Barry, you still out there? He covers the Astros. He covers the Rockets. He covers all of them. He really loves LSU quite a bit because that's where he got his degree. So he covers LSU still. He does a podcast online. And I actually used to work with him back in the day at Blockbuster. He's a good friend of mine. He's going to be on the show. We're going to do greatest college football players of all time. And then we got a great show heading into October. November and December, we have food topics. We got a ton of topics we want to do, like top 4 favorite sauces, potato chips, drinks, all kinds of stuff. We need some guests. If you guys want to be on the guests on our show, we'd love to have you. We'd love to promote you, love to share your channel. And we just want to just grow this community and just have a good time reminiscing on old nostalgia and fun times. Man, Vogs, thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping on last minute. Vogs is going to be back on at the end of next month. We're going to do favorite stadiums of all time. And hopefully if Vogs will be able to make it, he doesn't know his work schedule, but if anybody else is out there, we might want to jump on. You're welcome to jump in. Also, Vogs, I want everybody to know how to find you, what you got going on, what's happening in your world. Share a little bit of what's next and what you are like promoting. I know you're on like everybody's channel, but what's happening with you?
So first off, Kirk, I think near Thanksgiving time, you need someone to do the top 4 Thanksgiving sides.
So we've done top 4. So one of the things that we did was for a top 4 Thanksgiving meal, what are the 4 things, if you had everything at a Thanksgiving plate, that you would put on your table? That was one of the first food ones we did, hence the reason we started in November, food. And we've done last meals, like jail meals. We've done gas station foods. We've got candies and all kinds of stuff we're planning on doing. Cool. But yeah, food always for some reason gets a lot of hits. Oh, by the way, I didn't even see you. 80s Room. Hey, bud, welcome on in. And Billy Kiff. He's a video game guy. If you're into video games, go check him out.
Oh, I love video games.
Yeah, man, go follow Billy. Billy, you're over there on the Facebook side. Good to see you. Once again, Vogs, you were going to share. What do you got coming up next?
What I got coming up is I'm on a bunch of people's live streams. I've got some sports cards and comic videos to post, comic pickups at local LCS's, comic cards that I've picked over the years that I pre-recorded. And yeah, just you'll see me around either on a stream or supporting other people like Kirk and Andy or Bethany or Trevor, Paul, or whoever. If I'm not in the stream, I'm in the chat supporting.
Yeah, so that is fantastic. We love this. What I love about this community, we started out with just our friends, and it has evolved into kind of welcoming other creators and kind of getting able to kind of cross blend with some other folks. And we are excited that anybody would watch us. I mean, we had fun tonight. Thanks you for coming. We're going to have fun the next time you join us.
Yes.
Guys, our show is every Friday night unless life happens. When life happens, we move it up to Thursday. So if you ever see us on a Thursday, that's why. Next week, I believe, is the Friday show, barring anything happens. And then I think we have 1 or 2 Thursdays in the next month, October. That will be on a Thursday. So Andy will be going to Argentina. So Andy, did you get fully funded?
No, not quite yet, but we have airfare purchased. We have right now we're raising money for some land for a church plant out there.
So here's the thing, guys. Both Andy and I are youth pastors. I'm not serving full-time anymore, but we still are youth pastors. Andy serves full-time as a youth pastor and children's pastor back home at the church that I got my first position at, and then I moved over to be a missionary here in Atlanta. That's kind of how that whole story worked. And Andy is going to visit our good bud, another pastor friend of ours, and their family, and they have planted some church down in Salta area in Argentina. Andy is now going, I think this is your 3rd or 4th year, and they're planting some churches down there. And if you want to be a part of helping out, look, I didn't even ask Andy if he wanted me to do this. If you want to help out, man, Andy is just a real good guy that is going to bring the love of Christ down into people that need it. Man, hit him up. There are some great places to do that, and you could be a part of that. Just DM us in the Instagram if you want to be a part of just sharing that. I promise it's all going right to planting churches. He makes nothing from it. And with that being said, that means he's gone in November. So a lot of the November, 2 or 3 of those, we're probably going to pre-record, or Andy won't be here. So if you want to be a part of any of those shows, please hit us up. I'll be hitting up the booking for food probably in about 2 weeks. And then we already, before anybody goes, I know we're hitting almost that 2-hour mark. Let me tell you who we got coming on for video games, Andy. I'm excited about this.
It's gonna be a fun.
And Bryce, are you still out there? Billy, you still out there? Those are some video game guys. That 80s room, you're still out there. Listen here. This is who we got coming on for video game this year for January and February. I've already got them all booked. We just got to figure out the days, got to figure out the topics. Bryce JW was in the comments, got him. Retro Wolf and Pac-Man Case, they're both coming on. Square Pegs, Mort's Garage, Retro Cart Collector, they're all coming on. Retro Gaming Pandemic, potentially. They were trying to come on last year. Problem is Friday nights is a small group night for them. And so I don't know if they'll ever be able to make it, but hopefully we get Retro Game Pandemic, which if you don't know is the editors for Pixel Game Squad and Riff and those guys. So Retro Gaming Pandemic, maybe. RNG Gamer, he's in. Saturn Steve, he's in. Pickin' Preacher, coming back. Manny's Arcade, he's in. Retro Rob, he's in. Iowa Dad is coming back. Super Retro Force and Feral Inferno and Rad Bash are all coming back. And look, so we're going to have a lot of fun in January and February. Just got to figure out the
video
booking.
games.
It is going to be nuts. There he is. There's Bryce. Bryce, you're going to be on. We'll probably have to partner up. So Bryce would be on with, say, Mort, right? Or Square Pegs will be on with RNG, something like that. Because we have to, in order to get them all in, we'll have to probably have 2 or 3 folks on per time because it is going to be a blast. Thanks for being here, guys. 5 of y'all still in the chat. You guys made it. It is time. Oh, Legion of Comics. Hello. We're about to leave.
Mark.
So look, here's the deal. Many of y'all have hung out. Lots of y'all are over there at Vogs page. We love you, Vogs. Vox, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip one over to yours tonight, and I'm going to watch this show from your channel to hook you up with some good content with all of my channels, and then hopefully everybody out there will repay back because we love you guys.
Those who are watching on my channel, sub these guys up and the people on his chat. Everyone support each other. We are all a community.
Yeah, that's how it is. And look, if you come on my channel, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to give you a wrench. And you can go and check out everybody's channel. This is a small community. And look, it isn't like sub for sub. Dude, I'm going to sub you anyways. If you don't sub, whatever. If I see you in the chat, but I'm going to try and watch your stuff. Again, for me, it's not like we're not looking for money. We're not looking for any of that. We're just looking for community, hanging out with our friends and just building this thing to have fun. It's a hobby for us. And we love all you guys. Thank you, Summit Squad, for being here. Vogs, thank you for being here. Indy, you got anything you want to tell our friends?
Well, hey, I just wanted to fact check you for a second. You did say one thing that I wanted to kind of interrupt on. You said we used to just do this with our friends. No, we still just do it with our friends.
Oh, yeah.
We have a bunch of more friends now that we've met through this. So it's been a blast, man.
Oh, you know what I meant. But yes, thanks for calling me out on that. We used to just do it with people we knew is what I meant to say.
No, I know. We've been blessed. I mean, then this thing's taken off and we've been able to connect with so many people and do all that kind of, so it's been tons of fun. So, hey, we're approaching that 2 hours. Vogs, thanks again, man, for coming on. It's been a blast. Looking forward to hanging out with you again in a couple weeks. And we'll see at that point where the Panthers and the Saints stand. And
Farhan. Yep, it's me. It's me.
We're still going to be bad.
Well,
hey,
there you go.
Hey, big week for me, man. Chiefs, Falcons, and I was supposed to go to the game, but Cannon has a remake, and Saints, Eagles, right? Saints, Eagles?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
2 big games, man. 2 big games.
I'm going for the Chiefs this week because they play the Falcons, and then I'm going, obviously, for the Saints. And that means when the Saints face the Chiefs, it'll be some.
I really, really, really want to go to that Monday Night Football game, and I don't know that.
When is that game?
That Monday, it's in 3. So the Chiefs play the Falcons here, and then the Saints play the Falcons here, and then the Chiefs play the Saints on Monday night. So that would be like bang, bang,
Are you
bang.
gonna go?
I'm trying. I think we might go to the Saints Falcons game. I really want to go to Arrowhead. I haven't been to Arrowhead in my life, and I've been a fan since 91, 92. And I was like, if I ever want to go, I want to go to a game where the Saints are playing, and the Saints only go out there like every 9 years. So if I don't get it now, I'm waiting till I'm 50-something to go. I thought it'd be a cool thing to bring my kid. I just don't think the dates are going to line up right with the things.
I've got a cool story for you guys backstage.
But anyways, we love you guys. Thanks for being here. Oh, man, thanks for the sub splash page. Thank you so much. And
how many more are we at? 29?
29 to go. 29 to go.
Vogs has got all the stuff going on behind him.
Yeah, look, iPhone users.
Yeah. They do it on a phone, I think. Yeah, I don't know. All right, cool. Well, hey, let's say good night to all the Summit Squad that's been hanging out here. Thank you guys for hopping on, but let's say good night. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4
and nothing more.